The UN representative for North Korean human rights was in Seoul for the past week to discuss how to make life better for the North's impoverished people. Now, he says major advancements on this issue could help North Korea become a part of the global community. Our Oh Soo-young sat down with this representative and files this report.
So amid the ongoing rapprochement between South and North Korea, the two governments have made a couple of agreements on cooperation and exchanges, and that includes the reunion of war-separated families. That's something you've been advocating for quite a long time. So what are your views on such developments, and do you see them as a positive sign in terms of improving North Korea's human rights situation?
First, let me commend both the government of South Korea and the government of North Korea for this important historical rapprochement. And this rapprochement includes, as you say, a number of situations which have an impact on human rights. You mentioned the reunion of separated families during the Korean War. I hope that the two governments establish regular bases for the families to establish contact, and it's not only one event. And there are some other elements in this, especially in the Panmunjom Declaration, that you can say that it has an impact on human rights. When this declaration speaks about prosperity, it is talking about economic, social, and cultural rights of people, especially living in North Korea. I hope at the same time, while commending this important rapprochement, that North Korea opens up into a dialogue on human rights with the United Nations. This is what we'd like to see from the United Nations.
Well, there's some concern that North Korea's human rights issue is being buried amid the ongoing dialogue between the two Koreas as well as the North and the US. It's undoubtedly a sensitive issue. What would you say is perhaps a good approach to raising this issue with the North?
That's a very good question. Sometimes the discussion on human rights is being put aside because people perceive that may risk or jeopardize any progress on the peace agenda, any progress on the denuclearization agenda, which are very important. That's not my view. I think that, on the contrary, to start a discussion and a dialogue on human rights with North Korea will reinforce any prospects of an agreement on the peace agenda, will bring credibility to the possibility of denuclearization, the Korean Peninsula as a whole.
So you were in Seoul this week to meet with South Korean officials here to talk about this sensitive issue. So are there any plans or any strategies on tackling North Korea's human rights situation?
We are in this situation where the question of timing is very important. It will require a strategy. It is not maybe wise to right away put on the table the more serious human rights situations in North Korea, like the situation in the Kwaliso, the political prison camps, or in regards to freedoms in North Korea. Those are discussions that might come in the future. At this time, in the context of these negotiations, my advice to the government of South Korea is that they need to develop a strategy to bring into the table as soon as possible the importance of opening also a dialogue on the human rights agenda. North Korea needs to show the international community that it's also ready to open up to their willingness to denuclearize the Korean Peninsula. That will complete the picture about North Korea wanting to become a normal state.
Thank you very much for your time today.
You're welcome.